Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Lindsay and I'm here today to bring you my top 5 favorite drugstore foundations. Now, I love a good deal and I love finding a drugstore foundation that works. It's so hard to find the right foundation, especially for somebody like me with dry combo skin, acne prone. This is kind of going to go in a particular order, more like your dewy to your more satin finish foundation than to the matte foundations. The first foundation is the L'Oreal True Match. I'm in the color W3 Warm and I love using this whenever I just want a light coverage for the day. I do want that coverage level there, but I don't want it to feel really heavy on my skin. This gives a really good, decent, like medium to full coverage level, and it leaves your skin really dewy. I do find that I do have to powder this though because it does not last very long at all. My favorite, probably my OG foundation that I have talked about for years on this channel is Estee Lauder Double Wear, and by no means does this meet up to that level of outlasting power, but it's still a great foundation, especially for those days off where you're just kind of, you know, you go run a few errands, you go and you're lazy around the house, you might want to meet up with a few friends, go out for the night. This is a great foundation just to kind of bring some luminosity back to the skin, and it's a really pretty dewy foundation. The next foundation is one that's a little less coverage than the True Match Lumi. It's the Maybelline Fit Me, just the original formula that has come out. I have not tried out the matte formula yet, but I really like this formulation because it's really thin on the skin. It's not super cakey, and it also leaves my skin feeling super hydrated, and it doesn't break me out, which is a huge plus. The color 125 matches my NC25 skin whenever I'm self-tanned. The next foundation is, I don't know which one to show first because they're both like amazing and I love them so much. The first one is the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. I'm losing my mind. The first one is the L'Oreal True Match, and it's just the original super blendable makeup formula, and it comes in this little teeny tiny bottle here. This is super famous all over YouTube. Everybody has talked about this foundation, and rightly so, because this is a go-to for me when I want something that is going to give me enough coverage, that does give me full coverage if I build up enough layers, and looks good, doesn't look cakey, and it stays on my skin. You have to get this in your right shade though, because I got a shade too light and it looks super patchy on my skin. The only thing is I can't wear this whenever my skin is super dry because it does attach to some of the drier patches on my skin. When I exfoliate and whenever I moisturize my skin and use a primer as well, this is amazing and I love this. And this is just a great everyday go-to foundation. I would say this is probably one of the top foundations to pick in the drugstore. If you don't want something too matte and you don't want something too dewy, this is the perfect one to fit right in the middle, and it also has a lot of coverage without feeling too cakey. And it's not a drying formula, and I've never found myself break out from this, and I have used this for years, and this has just always been like a go-to formula. I know my skin won't react to this, and this is just a great go-to. My next foundation is one that's newer, and I did think I was going to do like a first impressions, but I ended up using it anyway, and I fell in love. And I think it's crazy because I think this matches up or is a dupe for one of my higher end foundations. I could be wrong. It's the Maybelline Super Stay Better Skin Foundation, and dare I say that it is similar to my Dior Skin Star Foundation. The other day I wore this with the Smashbox Pore Minimizing Primer, and I used the Urban Decay All Night Setting Spray. Ugh, I can barely even speak. The Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, this stayed on my face all night and it looked so good, and it looks so similar to my Dior Star Foundation. And this is like my top, one of my holy grail foundations. This is one that I go to for special events. I would have worn this on my wedding if I could have, if it had even been released on my wedding day. That's how much I love this foundation. And if you want a drugstore equivalent, I would say the Better Skin is right up there with it. Some people are trying to compare it to the Too Faced foundation that just came out, the Born This Way foundation. I would say that this is a totally different formula, a totally different feel. I was actually more impressed with this foundation than I was with the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, so that doesn't tell you something. And I love the Too Faced Born This Way. This is a great everyday type of foundation. I do find that this lasts about 10 hours on me before I start seeing any type of breaking down in the foundation. It doesn't get too oily on me too fast. I will notice a little bit of oil on the top of my forehead, but that's about it. I'll powder and it touches it right up, and it's just a really great foundation, and I love the coverage level. I'm really a big fan of this one, can you tell? I would say the coverage level is a medium. You could build it up to full, but I would keep it around the medium level because the more layers you take on, the more it does start to look a little thick on your skin. But overall, this foundation is just a really pretty foundation, and it covers most of your imperfections, evens out, and actually it does some type of blurring to your pores and to your skin. I just find my skin looks really good, and I've had compliments on my skin wearing this. I love you. So this foundation and the next foundation that I'm fixing to talk about floored me, because it's like it's getting on the level of all these high-end foundations that are coming out. This is the Loreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, and I have them in two colors. This is the 102 and the 104. 102 is for whenever I'm not self-tanned. 104 is for whenever I am self-tanned. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. For those days where you want your makeup to last forever, and I mean forever, like almost to the level of Estee Lauder Double Wear. Like it's not quite there, but it's almost there. I would get the Pro Matte because this is an amazing foundation. I think this is around $12. All of these range around the similar price range. I think this is one of the more expensive foundations at the drugstore, I do believe right now. Whenever I picked it up, I think it was like $12 or $13. But no joke, this stuff stays on your skin forever. If you do have really dry skin, you guys are going to have to either moisturize really well and use a hydrating primer or a spray or something on your skin, because this will mattify anything on your face. I find this blends well with all of my concealers that I've used on top of it. This matte formula, something about it, like it blurs your skin. Like something about these two foundations, they blur your skin to where it looks almost photoshopped. I would say this is more medium full coverage because this is just, it's just amazing. I even have the spray that goes along with this line, and it's amazing, and I find that my makeup actually does last for a really long time. If you want something with light coverage that evens out your skin, that's not too heavy on your skin, go with the Maybelline Fit Me. Go with the True Match Lumi if you're looking for something with a little bit more coverage and more of a shade range. I would go for the True Match, just the regular True Match if you're looking for the coverage and a lasting power, and something that's a little bit more medium to full, and that's also a cheaper alternative. And if you're looking for something that just blurs your skin, I've worn this out on like special like date nights, evenings. This is just a great foundation. I'm a big fan of this. And then if you want something for the really oily people out there who their skin just is not controlled with anything else in the drugstore, try this, see what you think, because this is amazing. So yeah, these are my babies. That's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the down bar below if you have a favorite drugstore foundation that I need to know about and that I need to try, and even if I need to review. Let me know in the down bar below. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you so much, and yeah, bye guys. It's just a really cool color, and this color is Drive-In. Just how beautiful is that? And it lasts all day. What was that? My puppies are playing. Oh.